Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to Heatherroseup. I am Heather. This is my channel where I document my weight loss journey while following WW. In this video, I will be doing my weekly update, so if you'd like to see how I did this week, keep watching.
Good morning, happy Monday. It's almost 7:30 and I'm getting out to walk. It's supposed to get up to 98 today. It's already pretty toasty. I'm out in a tank top, but I'm getting my walk in. Time to play catch up and time to be completely transparent. This weekend was rough. I uploaded my video yesterday, and it was really rough watching me say all these goals that I had for the week, and I completely dropped the ball this weekend. I'm trying not to beat myself up over it. I think I honestly needed to just hit pause, and that's what I actually really needed. Obviously I'm out walking, so I'm not giving up. But Saturday night, I stress ate, and I did not track. I couldn't even go back now and try to figure out what I ate if I tried. So there's that. I don't know what happens to me mentally when I do these kinds of challenges that makes me feel like I should just stop when I'm that close to finishing. But like I said, I'm trying not to beat myself up about it. I think it's a mental block, partially, because I know I have the motivation. I just didn't have the discipline, and it is what it is. But I did decide to track on Sunday, but I still did not eat to where I was on plan. So currently, without counting Saturday evening, I'm at -1 weeklies in my weeklies. So, can I get that back? Yes, but will I know for sure because of how I ate on Saturday? No. But I'm just gonna look ahead and push forward. I didn't get out for my walk yesterday either. I didn't get in my water. I was just, it's very ironic that my struggle with the scale is what triggered me to not do well. Not do well, but to not track and not do the goals that I had set out for myself. I'm acknowledging it. Oh gosh, this is bringing back memories of Oprah. Accept it, acknowledge it, accept it, and move on, basically. What's the gist of one of her quotes that I've quoted in my videos before. So, I'm acknowledging my misstep, and I'm accepting it, and now I'm moving on. So I'm out here walking, and I still plan on doing my physical activity goals this week. I'm still planning on getting in my water as of today. I'll check back in tomorrow and let you know how the rest of today goes. Tuesday. I did not want to get up this morning at all for my walk. Obviously, I talked myself out of that. I'm here. I'm still feeling emotionally blah. I'm ready for Friday to get my new weeklies and just start over. I started thinking about yesterday and how I really just started getting the all or nothing mentality again. And I think that's part of my problem because I had a hiccup, and instead of just moving past it, I dwelled on it. I'm still rolling on it, to be completely honest. And that's one of the struggles that I always face, one of the challenges I always face that I'm trying to work on. And I just haven't experienced it in a while, so I forgot that that's something that I I do go through. But the fact is, I didn't track for a Saturday evening. I tracked all day though. And the bigger picture, if I step back and look at how much I have been tracking, I am currently at -10 weeklies. That is what it is. I know I could have really buckled down and ate only 0 Smart Point foods to make up for being off track, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to punish myself because I had a moment. So it is what it is, like I said. Anyway, I did get in my water yesterday. I walked. I did not do my yoga. So I'm going to focus on what I am doing and not what I am not doing, so I can continue to push through this darn week. I will check back in tomorrow to let you know how the rest of today goes.
Happy Saturday. So obviously when you saw in the previous clip, I have been struggling with my mindset, and let's rewind a little bit. So Friday I weighed in and I had gained weight even though I had been doing everything right. And we all know that happens on this journey. Sometimes we do everything right and the scale doesn't move at all, and it's really frustrating, but you really do have to trust the program. And I guess I just got frustrated with the fact that I was putting in a lot of work, especially since I was tracking and being diligent while I was away, and the scale went up. But in reality, so what? I knew what I was doing was the right thing and I should have just pushed forward, but I let it get to me, and that happens sometimes too. This journey is not always going to be easy, and I think I got used to the fact that my pre-tracking and my tracking was helping the scale move down, and everything was just cookie cutter and going the way it was supposed to until it wasn't. And it was hard for me to remember that does happen sometimes. So it just kind of spiraled out of control a little bit, and I was really challenged with tracking this week and sticking to my goals. Since Tuesday, I have not tracked fully, but I have not skipped a day where I wasn't tracking completely. I felt like I just needed to stop and pause and reflect and breathe. And that's kind of why I stopped doing updates, because I just needed to not think about it for a little while, because I was obviously, as you saw, I was thinking about it too much and I was dwelling on it. So I did not complete my water goals. I did not complete my physical activity goal, and I walked for those 2 days, and that was it. And that's okay. I did weigh in on Friday, and I wasn't going to, and then I just said, it would be different if I was going into the studio and weighing in there, but it's my scale at home, and I just figured it didn't hurt to weigh myself. So I weighed myself, and I weighed in at 190, which means I lost 1.4 pounds. How about that? And then I started thinking about how last week I had a lot of non-scale victories and no scale victory. This week I had a scale victory, but the non-scale victories, I'm sure if I really stop and think about this, how things went this week, I can think of some non-scale victories as well, even though I felt like I was not following plan like I could have been. But I could have stopped altogether. I could have indulged more than I had, and I want to focus on the positive. So, in all honesty, I really think my body just needed me to just stop. And I focused on eating when I was hungry, and I focused on drinking water when I felt like I needed it, and just didn't dwell on it. So I'm happy with what I saw on the scale, and it made me kind of put things into perspective. But I still felt like I needed a change, and I started thinking about how I was considering joining the green plan. And I feel like for a while now, being on blue, I noticed that a lot of my points go to foods that aren't really nourishing me as much as it could be. I'm not eating foods that are filling me up, which if you go to workshops, that was also the topic of the workshop. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I had to skip my workshop on Thursday because I'm training. That's another thing that's going on. I have to take a test for my CDL. Those of you know, I'm a school bus driver, and you have to take a proficiency test every 4 years. And that time is now for me. Things have been crazy with the pandemic, and they ended up having to push it back. So I'm having to study for that. And this is my first time taking a proficiency test since I originally got my CDL. So it's a little overwhelming having to study that and remember like the wording that I have to use. Anyway, so I have that going on. Thursday I had to skip my workshop, my virtual workshop, because I was training. But I made a promise to my coach. I even messaged her and said, Saturday morning, which is today, I will be in your workshop. And I did. I showed up at 8 o'clock this morning. She had a 6:30 one and I wasn't going to that one. But I went to the 8 o'clock one and I'm glad I did. And the workshop, holy cow, this is a long tangent. This is what happens when I go a few days without recording. But the workshop was about swapping foods that are going to help you on whatever journey you need. You know, if you need heart healthy foods, foods to keep you more full. And prior to the workshop, I was thinking about how I need a change. The blue is just not cutting it. I feel like I'm eating processed foods that are just not filling me up. And green, I really don't, I'm nothing against green, but I eat a lot of eggs. I eat a lot of non-fat Greek yogurt. I eat a lot of chicken breasts, and I enjoy those foods. I don't want to have to count them. So I have decided I am going back to purple. And I actually switched last night, even though yesterday started my new week. I decided to clear yesterday out. Even though I did stay on plan all day for the blue plan, if I had swapped to purple, it would leave me with very little weeklies, and I wasn't about to start off on that note. So yes, I'm going over my weeklies already. I hope this makes sense. So I decided to clear out yesterday. We're starting fresh today on purple with a full set of weeklies, just one day into it. Does that make sense? But I have followed the purple plan in the past, and I find that it is really focused on whole foods and your points. You have to be very wise with your points because you don't get a whole lot of them. I only get 16 points a day now. So I'm going to use those on, my meals, or if I want an occasional adult beverage, or if I do want ice cream. So I'm going to be more careful and more, choose what I'm spending my points on more wisely, but focusing on those 0 smart points foods first. And I was looking back at thinking, well, maybe I was eating too many 0 smart point foods, and I don't think it's that. I think I was wasting my smart points on foods that were not filling me up. The 0 smart point foods are going to be those foods that are higher in fiber and higher in protein that are going to fill you up and make you feel more satisfied. So, so far it is 3:45 and I pre-tracked my day out. We're back into that and I feel like I'm off to a good start. I decided not to wait till next week because I'm going grocery shopping on Monday, and now I can go shop for more purple friendly 0 smart point foods. So I think I'm going to do a grocery haul on Monday as well. So stay tuned for that. I feel like I was rambling. I hope you were able to follow along on this update. I've had a lot on my mind and I'm just trying to journal as I go, and I feel much more optimistic today than I did on Monday or Tuesday in the beginning of this video. I feel rested, I feel refreshed, and ready to push forward and start something new. My goals for next week. I have mentioned in previous videos that I am in the Felicia Keithley diet bet. I am not on track to making that goal, and I'm okay with that. I'm still gonna push through and continue to follow my plan regardless. So my goals are not going to be oriented to lose weight or to focus on making that goal for Felicia's diet bet because I don't feel like it's realistic. I would have to lose 6 pounds in less than 2 weeks, and I feel like that it's a far reach. If I make it by some sort of magic, okay, but I'm going to just do how I have been doing and not push myself to stretch myself, because I want this to be something that I do for long term and not just for, the diet bet. My goals. My goal is to just continue to stay on plan. And we're gonna start with baby steps again because I got off track and sometimes it's hard to get back on track. So I'm not going to make any expectations, but if I do decide to be active or do any kind of physical activity, I will journal it throughout the week. So I'm sorry if this video is confusing. I'm trying to communicate my thought process, and my thought process has been all over the place this week as well. But I'm feeling refreshed, like I said, and ready to regroup and refocus and get through this, and I feel very optimistic about it. So those of you who are struggling with trying to get it together and stay focused, you're not alone. So I hope that you get something out of this video. If you found this video helpful in any way, which I hope you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I upload a new video, and you can continue to follow along on my weight loss journey. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below or shoot me an email. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.